So what lessons have you taken from professional CrossFit as a career that have translated into business? And are there any of them that you think are universally applicable to all those listening?
Absolutely. So number one, this was taught to me at a very young age. I have my dad to thank for this, is delayed gratification. It's like if you expect something to happen overnight for you, 99.9% of the time, it's not going to happen. If you can be okay with chopping wood and carrying water every single day and doing the basics really, really, really well on a daily basis, every single day as part of your lifestyle, you will probably be elite in any category you set your sights on. So do the basics and do them well. Be prepared for things not to happen overnight, and it might be a 10-year process, but you will feel like every bit of that time was worthwhile. It took me 5 years to get to the CrossFit Games, and if I didn't make it that 5th year, who knows if I would still be doing it. Then that was really, at that point in time, if I didn't make it that year, I may have just stopped and just gone and run my gym. That was really the start of my career at that particular time. Then for the next 4 years, I competed at the CrossFit Games, very disappointed with all my placings until that 4th year. And then I finally got a 5th place, and I felt like that whole 9 years, it wasn't that 1 year of training or the second or the 2. It was that whole 9 years plus the 15 years of developing all those skills that amounted to that 5th place at the CrossFit Games. And that's when I felt like, yes, that was...
And you could be happy with it. That's the main thing.
Happy with the whole 9 years of trying. Happy with every single one. No matter how shitty I felt in 16, 17 and 18 about my results and what it looked like on the scoreboard, when I got that 5th place and I was getting a trophy for the most improved from 2018 to 2019, I was like, all of those nights spent in the gym at 8 o'clock on a Saturday night while all my friends are out partying, so worth it every single time. And that goes the same hand in hand with business. This is not going to be an overnight success. These things are going to take time. Could take a year or 2 or 3 or 5 or 10. But I will get to a point where I'll be like, oh my God, I learned so much cool stuff. I met so many cool people. I traveled to the coolest places on the planet, and everything was worth all of that, all of the struggle that you go through and all of the kickbacks and all of the no's that you get along the way, all well worth it. And that's going to happen plenty more, I hope. Like all these things, they amount to the whole experience and the whole journey that I guess we call life. But those things, knowing now what I know from, putting so much effort and time into that CrossFit career, I've taken so many of those learning experiences, and just I know that whatever... I actually was given a piece of advice. I've spoken to a lot of sports psychologists in the past and a lot of people, and I found that the best information I ever got was from a counselor who I sat down with, and she didn't even charge me. She literally just sat down with me, and anytime I wanted to chat, I'd send her a text and say, hey, I've got a comp coming up, feeling a bit agitated about it. Can we have a chat? And all I had to do was buy her peppermint tea. And she said to me, I just said, she goes, what are you stressed about? I was like, well, we have this snatch event coming up in this event, and you only get 2 cracks at it. And if you miss them both, you're DNF'd. You're done. You're done for the whole weekend. You can't miss it. And you're lifting 90% or plus. And I was like, I don't know if I'm going to hit it. Don't know if I'm going to walk out there and forget how to snatch completely and just stuff it up. And that goes through most athletes' mind. And she goes, okay, cool. Let me put this in perspective. When was the last time you forgot how to snatch? Ever? I was like, I never have. She goes, okay, cool. Why are you worrying about it? You don't ever forget how to snatch, but you're worrying about the one thing that's never happened. And I was like, great. Okay, cool. So that put it in perspective. And now I've transitioned that into the train of thought. What is the last thing that I focused my complete and utter laser focused on that I did not succeed in? Can't think of it. So I know whatever I attack with absolute 100% laser focus and with no distractions, and I put everything into, it will go well. That's it.
Is there a destination, or are you completely journey oriented?
Completely journey. There's no one particular point that I'm just like, if I get to here, I'm going to be good, because I know that does not exist. I know that every time that I've crossed a bridge or kicked a goal, I've put the goalpost further back. It happens every time. So I've stopped chasing that. All I'm looking for is fun, enjoyment, put a smile on my face every day, do it to somebody else, and I'm good.